Well, I've come along to PDMS to talk with Chris, the man of the moment, of course, winning an Excellence Award. First of all, you must be very chuffed with that.
I'm delighted. I'm very proud of that. It's one of those lovely things when you have the able to work with lots of different people and lots of different groups, like Junior Achievement or Chamber of Commerce, and obviously what I do here at PDMS, and all those things come together and are recognised in that kind of way. And obviously, all those different organisations, one way or another, are being recognised because it's about what they all achieve. And I think business is teamwork, and I'm fortunate to be involved in lots of really great teams. Oh. So that's what that award for me is all about.
Fantastic. Well, back to the day job. Behind you, you've got this employed.im, which is what we're talking about. And of course, on Tuesday, you've got this Youth and Careers event and a big launch. It's been around already, but a new name. What is it about?
Employed.im is the new name for what people may know as Manx graduates. It's intended to be the definitive source of careers information and services, and sort of for employers and individuals on the Isle of Man. And we're really building on what we've learned through 5 years of running Manx Graduates. And one of the most important things we learned from that was that actually it was too restrictive a brand, because initially the idea of providing a service for people who leave the island who may want to come back was a very good idea, but that's only one of the communities that benefit from this. What we found is that the age profile of people who joined Manx Graduates was and career stage and ambition and so on was much more diverse than that original narrow target market. So employed.im is intended to reflect the fact that this is there for anybody who's involved in the employment market.
But the younger end, really, particularly?
Absolutely. I mean, numbers for we hope not just the younger end. As far as we're concerned, we would hope that over time every job and every volunteering opportunity, or every sort of and ultimately also things like training opportunities and so on, placements, internships, and obviously full-time jobs would all be advertised through because it's free to do so through this portal, and that creates a proper view of what's available on the island.
I know it was a partnership with the government, but you are commercial concerns. It's free, is it?
It's completely free and will remain so for the basic service of being able to register, maintain your CV, apply for things, and so on, from the point of view of the individual, and from the point of view of the organisation, the employers. Putting a job on there is free and will remain so.
And it's Isle of Man centric?
Totally Isle of Man centric. And again, that's really important because people put valuable information into a system like this. It's guaranteed to be on the island. The information is only stored here on the island. It's stored very robustly. It's using, and it's all in systems and services that are already accredited to very high information security standards through the, we as an organisation have something called ISO 27001, which is the internationally accredited standard for information security. And this system is subject to audit, external audit against those standards.
And what sort of success have you had in the past? I mean, has it been quantifiable?
In terms of Manx Graduates, as it was, obviously, I mean, what we saw with Manx Graduates was whether it was being promoted or not. We've seen a steady and consistent growth in membership of that system, both in terms of employers and individuals. And I think what we're now doing is we're saying, even despite the relatively restrictive branding or restrictive branding, and also the fact that there wasn't perhaps a great deal of promotion going on, I think what we're seeing now is we're seeing really strong renewed interest through particularly actually what's driven this to some extent has been a big initiative from both the Department of Education and Children and Department of Economic Development around employability. They've recognised how important it is to do more than just think about educating children and young people. They've recognised that employability right across the workforce and ongoing skills is really important. And I think they organised a big conference just over a year ago where a whole series of themes emerged, an awful lot of which were in relation to web-based content and better information, a single one-stop shop and so on. And I think a lot of what we've done with Employed.im, which takes it beyond where we were with Manx Graduates, is add a lot of content. We've added a lot of content in front of the underlying system which which is for members. So even without logging in, you can get really good resources in terms of, you know, and well curated access to some of the best resources that are available in the UK, for example, which we'll maintain on an ongoing basis, so that you can say that, well, this is, you know, for example, if you look at something like the UCAS site for university, or there's lots of, you know, I think there's a Barclays life skills site in there, for example. What we're doing is we're saying, look, this is trying to point people to those resources, so we're not reinventing anything, but at the same time put a bit of a Manx spin on it, sort of put it in a context. So we say this, you know, if there's something very UK centric, for example, we'll say so. That doesn't necessarily mean it's not a valuable asset.
And when it started, I suppose it was still the good days, wasn't it? Good old times, and there's less people looking for jobs now. It's a different world out there.
It is, but I think in a way that's one of the things that's really proved the model, because you're right. I mean, what you're saying is spot on, in the sense that the motivation from, you know, DTI at the time was all very much skills. You know, it's and employers and brain drain and losing people when people were really short of skills. But the thing is, the truth is that hasn't actually changed at all. I mean, I think what's overlaid on that now has been a perhaps greater pressure on jobs in some sectors, but particularly in the less skilled jobs. So that, yes, there are some challenges there, but some of the underlying skills shortages haven't changed at all, particularly in things like the IT sector. I mean, there are a lot of unfilled vacancies on the island, and I think part of the point of something like this is that it's effective regardless of where we are in the economic cycle, because, you know, it supports individuals to get better access to jobs and employability skills when times are tough, and it supports employers in better access to that skills base and perhaps a much broader reach into the sort of Manx diaspora, if you like, for when we're short of people. So it's good regardless of where we are in that cycle.
Okay, well, I know on Tuesday you're having a sort of presentation. If people are interested, I think it's 1:15 in the Broadway cinema, isn't it? Right. So, but this is it. You want to go for more information? Employed.im. It's on there and it's live now.
It's live now, and really, you know, this is something we're very committed to. It's a long-term project, so all, you know, constructive criticism gratefully received.